Let's start now. Let me introduce myself. This is Ali from ChainIDE, overseas community manager at ChainIDE, and today I am pleased to uh, be a host for this ChainIDE AMA with African community. So we have invited five guests from African community today, and we will be discussing about how they started their journey in Web3 and how they get to know the chain IDE and what are the suggestions they have for the new developers. And except this, we will be having questions from the audience also in the end. So I would start with introducing the guest. So our first guest is Mr. Pascal. He is a full stack blockchain engineer and a technical writer. Mr. Pascal has developed a blockchain based fundraising website recently in ChainIDE hackathon. Except that he has developed many other applications also. In blockchain based fundraising website, he developed a platform where institutions can get funded. The institutions need to apply for the listing, and the team will manually check the funding institution's document, and after approval, the institution will get listed and can get funding directly. And our second guest is Mr. Richard Kobina Johnson, and he is also a Web3 developer from Africa. And our third guest is Mr. Dominic Ekman. He is a blogger and he plays violin very well. And except that, he is a front-end Android UI UX developer and blockchain developer. Recently in ChainIDE hackathon, he has built a marketplace to buy things using cryptocurrencies. Our fourth guest is Mr. Honoroid Campaign. He is also a blogger, a digital marketer, comedian, public speaker, and Web3 developer. Our last guest is Mr. Olabode. He is the author. He has written some books, and he is a certified Ethereum developer. So that was the introduction to all of our hosts, and I am very happy to introduce them. So we will be starting our question answer session. So um, the first question is from Mr. Alabode. Mr. Alabode, I would like to ask, how did you meet Chain IDE, and what event have you participated in Chain IDE, and what did you learn from those events, and how Chain ID helped you? So, Mr.
Yeah,
Olabode, you may answer. Thank you
yeah.
for being with
Hi,
us.
hi everyone. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So the my journey with ChainID actually started in 2020. Okay, sorry, 21. When they had this Binance collaboration with Binance, there was a particular 8-week hackathon. Okay, that's hackathon masterclass. Sorry, for blockchain development, and so there were a lot of contacts with Prophet, with the CEO as well, where he
Oh,
taught. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was pretty much the very first one. It was a very intensive program. I had a technical upgrade. I think it was January, February last year. There were the simplest explanations, practical exercises for the participants. It was quite immersive. The depths of the DeFi applications, how they work. Um, we looked at the AMMs and DEXs, collateralization, the dynamics, tokenomics design, and all that. So it was quite deep at the same time. So It was fulfilling for developers at all levels. As at then, I already had experience. I hope my internet is fine.
Yes, yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay,
You
okay,
may
yeah.
continue. Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah. So as at then, I actually was not new to blockchain development, so I was quite intermediate. So I was still able to learn a lot through the training. The second event I participated in was the Global Metaverse Blockchain Development Bootcamp. Also held last year, I think December, around that time. So basically, that was the first, of course, obviously, that was the first global metaverse bootcamp, and it was organized by ChainIDE, I think, in collaboration with some other bodies and top professionals,
Yes.
experts in that field. But it was also a very great event, very great learning time. I was able to learn a lot about what the metaverse stands for. In fact, that's part of why I kind of decided to start moving gradually, privately to into the metaverse space. Hello.
Sorry, please don't make noise. Mr. Ahmadu, please mute your mic.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry
So
for the inconvenience. Yeah.
it's fine. So to summarize the question, of course, the time zone was quite challenging for me, coupled with work, but it was a very good experience. If there's any suggestion for Chin ID, I think it would just be to boost the community building. I think that has been the issue or the challenge since last year, January, February, when I began to follow Chin ID. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the suggestions, and we are working on it. And yeah, you started from the Binance 8 week course, like Binance to train 1,000 developers in Africa in first quarter of 2021, and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had, yeah, Mr. Usha, the CEO of ChainIDE, and Mr. CZ, the CEO of the founder of Binance, Ile. You talked about profit. Yeah, he has been talking about Solidity and how to create the apps. Yeah, I believe like it has helped other developers also. And you talked about the global metaverse bootcamp. Yes, we have uh, speakers from the industry as well as from the academia. So that is very helpful for the community. So my next question is from Mr. Pascal. He is a developer, Web3 developer, and he has won the hackathon also, ChainIDE hackathon. So my question is for you, Mr. Pascal. How do you think ChainIDE has helped the African community in learning blockchain?
Hello guys, I'm Pascal. Hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I participated in two hackathons, right? ChainID Hydra Bootcamp and BSc ChainID Developer Bootcamp. So
Yeah,
there I
Hydra
learned a lot.
Developer Bootcamp. Yeah, was for Polygon.
Yes,
Yeah,
I learned
yeah.
a lot about Shen ID to the bootcamp, the two bootcamp I participated in. And I know a lot of African developers who participated in that bootcamp also learned a lot. So if you ask me, I would say that Shen ID have greatly improved the life of many Africans and have taught them many things about blockchain development and made their life easier by using Shen ID to teach them how to develop scalable Web3 apps.
Okay, thank you for your comments and good to hear that. And I remember you got a position in the bootcamp. You developed a blockchain-based fundraising website, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And I also participated
Okay.
in the BSc developer bootcamp, if you remember. After that, then we did
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Hydra bootcamp. Yeah.
Yes, yes, I remember. I remember you were the winner in that hackathon also.
Yes.
Am I right?
And yes, you are right. And I learned a lot through the bootcamp too. I think you have greatly improved the life of many Africans through those bootcamps you
Eh,
have done.
thank you, and I am very pleased to hear that. So, what are the suggestions you have for the new developers,
Okay,
like
if
how
you
they
are
should
new,
start their journey in Web3? You are very experienced and you have won many hackathons. So, what are the suggestions you have for the new developers who want to start their journey in Web3?
okay, the best advice I'll give them is to start building projects. It's not about learning. Sometimes it's about building projects, improving your skills. Even if you don't know what to build, just start building. The idea doesn't come immediately you start building a project. It comes maybe in the middle of project or when you're about to finish it. You get this idea, oh, add this feature, add that feature. And then from there you'll be learning about how to do this and how to do that. If you continue following tutors on YouTube or anywhere else, that's good. But building projects can greatly improve your skills on blockchain development, and also try as much as possible to be reading ebooks and PDF on how to build DApps, because it will help you greatly to learn blockchain development. And also try as much as possible to rest. don't don't overstress yourself. Just maybe each day try and be learning it at least 5 hours per day or 8 hours, depending. Anytime you can bring out to do it, just try as much as possible as to be learning every day. Even if you can't be learning every day, once a week, twice a week, just be consistent with what you are doing and don't give up. You will one day enjoy the fruit of your labor. That's my advice to you guys. And I hope you can build up and become one of the best blockchain developers someday out there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Pascal, for the motivation and for your suggestions. I hope it will be very useful for the new developers who want to start their journey in Web3. And thank you for being with us. And I will ask the next question from Mr. Honoride Campaign. Could you share the story of your blockchain Web3 journey, please?
I'm here. I'm
So,
here. Can you
Mr.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. I think the network is a bit bad, so let me just go ahead since you can hear me now. All
Yes,
right.
yes, we
So,
can hear you clearly.
all right. Thank you. So my journey actually
Okay, ma'am.
started with ChainIDE started with the BNB bootcamp. Sorry, with the Binance Chain bootcamp we partnered with Binance Smart Chain and ChainIDE Developer Bootcamp in February. That was the first time I actually, get to build a project. That's actually how I started my journey. The journey was quite very interesting. Working with the team, we got to build a smart contract, deploy it, make the video, and fortunately for us, we came out second for that project. So since then, I've actually been working with the team. We're also thinking of how we can take the project further as well too. So that is how the journey has been, starting in February. I've pending then I've actually been writing quotes and thereabouts, but it was the boot camp that actually helped me. Also with my other colleagues as well, we're able to write and deploy, smart contract, build an NFT project. All right. So that was actually how it all started. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I see most of the developers have started with the blockchain, the program that started with in collaboration with ChainIDE, like to train 1,000 developers in Africa. I see most
Yeah.
of the developers started uh, with that bootcamp. Yeah, and then like continued for the Hydra Developer Bootcamp and Global Metaverse Bootcamp. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Honoride, what are your suggestions for the new Web3 developers?
All right. First of all, my suggestion is like the other speaker rightly said, you need to keep coding, write your codes in there, but then also try and participate in boot camps like this, hackathons like this, because it was through these boot camps and through this hackathon we're able to, be here today. All right. So first of all, kudos to ChainIDE for things like this. We also be needing more boot camps, more hackathons, more trainings, because I've noticed that a lot of people are in the blockchain space, but very few people have the knowledge about blockchain. Right, a lot of people are in the space, either maybe buying and selling in terms of crypto or web design, but very few people have the knowledge when it comes to the whole blockchain. A lot of people might not even know what blockchain technology is. So one of my suggestions is let's keep training as much as we can. All right. Then also for developers, still learn, train yourself, develop yourself, keep writing codes, participate in hackathons and various training. Thank you.
And we will move forward to our next question. The next question is from Mr. Dominic Ekman, and I would like to know, uh, with the crypto market currently facing a cold winter, like the prices are much down, what should we do to help ourselves survive in these market conditions?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mr. Dominic, yes,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Okay. Can you come again with your question because we were kind of breaking.
Okay, I would repeat. With the crypto market currently facing a cold winter, what should we do to help ourselves survive?
Okay. Um. Well, for now, uh, we all know that the crypto market is really red. Everywhere is just dipping. Everywhere is just going down so badly. And for now, it's only the diamond hands, people that are patient enough with the market that will still thrive. So the best thing for us to do right now would be for us to keep developing, keep building, keep bringing solutions to the ecosystem. Because by the time we reach the full adoption of the crypto currency, the crypto space, everybody really understand. We onboard a whole lot of other developers. We onboard a whole lot of other users to maybe our platforms. The crypto adoption will really increase, which will really go a long way to um, push forward the next bull run, which we all who are already on board will really benefit from. So we should keep building. Okay, so the best thing for us to survive right now in this really bearish market which we are in is for us to keep building, keep onboarding, keep onboarding a whole lot of users, because take it or not, there are a whole lot of users in the African sector who are so naive and so unknowledgeable about the crypto space, the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and Web3. They are so they have not really known much about cryptocurrency space yet. So we should keep building, keep learning, because a time will come when we would really get back on track, and then we'll be in the boom market again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You said keep building. So I would like to ask you, like, what are the skills? What are the programming languages? What are the tools the developers should know to start their journey for building in Web3?
Hello. Yeah, what did you say?
I said you said we should keep building. So I would like to ask you, what are the skills? What are the programming languages? What are the tools the developer should know for developing in Web3?
Okay. Currently, we understand that a majority and a lot of the blockchain, dApp, Web3 platforms are still mostly centralized due to maybe some of the websites that we are hosting is some of them maybe hosted by AWS, because according to research, AWS is the highest host of most of the dApps. And then so there is some other languages such as Motoko, internet computer. In internet computer,
Yeah,
you will discover that both the front end, the back end, everything is hosted, and everything is in the blockchain. Like everything, like both the front end and the back end is hosted in the blockchain. So if we could go into learning some other languages like Motoko, Rust, which is mostly compilable to WebAssembly, which you can use on the internet computer blockchain, you will discover that it will go a long way. And then also, there are other like the Solana ecosystem, it still uses Rust. So you discover that if you learn Rust, you could use Rust in a vast other blockchain, because like Solana is uses Rust, ICP like internet computer uses Rust, and so many others. So we should maybe keep building on other blockchains as well. And ChainIDE is also has also integrated the um, internet computer Definity um,
yeah, yeah.
blockchain.
Chain ID. Yeah, Chain
ChainIDE,
ID
so
is integrated with
internet,
Conflux, Ethereum, Polygon, and
yes.
Definity, and many other blockchains also. We
So
have
we
integrated with Flow also recently.
So you
Yeah, thank
discover
you.
that there are a lot of other blockchains that we can build, explore, and a lot of them that are welcoming, ready to host boot camps. Like Polygon is currently hosting a boot camp. Internet Computer just finished their boot camp, Supernova, and
Yeah,
Sean also is still currently running some hackathons, not boot camps. So you discover that most of these hackathons, they're just trying to welcome developers, people to develop in their blockchain. So if you can maximize these opportunities of keep building, you could win for yourself some good prizes while still learning as well. Because learning and getting some benefits from what you are learning, it's really a long push, a good push for we, an encouragement for we developers. Because in Africa, whereby you discover that you have to struggle with internet, electricity and everything. So in a situation where you are building and then you are reaping the benefits to what you are building, and then you keep building and building, a time will come whereby you really reap good fruits from your persistence, consistency. Because everything I've come to discover is everything is all about consistency, persistency, how much you hold on, you really get some very good rewards. Thank
okay,
you.
okay, thank you so much. Yeah, yeah. Mr. Dominic suggested like the developers should participate in the boot camps, hackathons, and they can make money and learn at the same time. So, if you don't mind, Mr. Dominic, I would like to ask you where the developers can know about the upcoming hackathons or boot camps. What are the websites you would suggest them to search for the boot camps or hackathons? So it would be easy for them to participate in some of them.
Okay, there is this website where a lot of hackathons are hosted. Dora Hacks. Dora Hacks is dorahacks.io is one of the websites where you can see a lot of hackathons. You see grants and a lot of stuff whereby you can, as you are building, you can apply for grants, you can apply for the hackathons, and then depending on the chain, if you get to Dora Hacks, you discover that a lot of blockchains try to host hackathons in order to bring publicity for their blockchains. And also DevPost is another website. DevPost is not really only for blockchains, but there are a lot of blockchain hackathons. There are a lot of Android hackathons, like for Android developers. There are a lot of, even Facebook, even Google do host hackathons on DevPost. So DevPost, when you get to DevPost, you discover that there is a sea of a lot of stuff you can benefit from. You can apply for the hackathons, take part. If you get lucky and your project is very good enough, you get lucky and you become one of the winners. Thank you. Those are the two I know for now. Maybe probably if I get to check for more, because I know there are a lot of other. Okay, also Gitcoin. Gitcoin,
Yeah,
Gitcoin,
Gitcoin.
Gitcoin is also another place whereby you can be um, seeing a lot of hackathons and grants that will be hosted, and I think those are the two for now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dominic. And Mr. Dominic is also the winner or in many hackathons. One of the chain ID also we recently hold with Conflux blockchain. Yeah, so thank you for your time, Mr. Dominic Ekpen, and thank you for being with us. So the next question is from Mr. Johnson. I would like to ask you, does the decentralized nature of blockchain make it more secure? If you think it does, then how?
Yes. Now, I believe the fact that we are decentralized makes it better for us as a blockchain and for us to be able to implement many things that will happen. For example, I learned a lesson from the recent situation of the markets from 3RO. I hope everybody know about 3RO. That's a capital eventualist. That's a crypto lender of recent. Can everybody hear me at all? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, yes, yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
And yeah, you may speak a little louder. We can hear you,
So
but your voice is little low.
okay. So is it clear now?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay. So now what I learned from it is because you see we have what I call lending protocols like AVAX and compound. Now from what I learned from them, you see the A3 capitalist people that are in charge of it were to borrow some amounts from other blockchains, from other lenders, centralized lenders, but because they borrowed from what they call it, compound and AVAX, which is much more centralized, it would not allow them to manipulate the system, which actually helps them to liquidate their assets. For example, one of the articles I read from what's his name, Otto Archer, that's the former manager of Citibanks. It talked about the fact that when they went ahead to lend some from that protocol, they took some amounts of money towards it, because if you ever used compound before, you have to give a collateral that would automatically be liquidated if there is a situation that is needed for you to be liquidated, which was different from the situation from a physical or traditional lending protocol like banks, which banks only verify you based on the fact that if you have something that you are promising them to give out to them, that's when you can actually uh actually get money out from there. So what I learned is that because we are decentralized and we are on blockchain, it is much more safer, and it prevents a lot of manipulations, which I mean, like talking about what happens in banks, because some people say crypto projects or blockchain has been always been hacked almost all the time. But if you check the rates of numbers of hacks on the other side of which is centralized world and traditional world, there are much more hacks on those platforms than the crypto world. So digitalization makes us much more better than what it is, and I believe I compare a blockchain as towards internet. They are to me they are of the same value, and I believe blockchain is comparable with internet. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So it's more comparable with internet, because for example, see, internet came with a lot of people that is in charge of it, that nodes, and there are people that are in charge of it. But blockchain gives everybody the power to uh to contribute to it. So I believe that's what I believe about blockchain, and why the fact that we are centralized is better advantage for us compared to the other world, which is the traditional market and traditional settings.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Johnson, for explaining that is like how the decentralized of blockchain nature make it more secure. In centralized, there is single point of failure. There are chances of losing data, and like what else Mr. Johnson has mentioned. Thank you for your time, Mr. Johnson, and for being with us. So our next question is from Mr. Olabode. There are many advantages of blockchain for sure. So my question is there any disadvantage of blockchain also? Would you please share your ideas, thoughts about this?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So the very first thing I want to say is that the blockchain is not a one size fits all solution. At least not now. Even though many of those that have been coming into Web3 space in recent times, they want to use the blockchain for everything. But the truth is that, in actual sense, the blockchain is not suitable for all kind of solutions. But is the blockchain useful? Yes, it's very useful. Um, so basically, the blockchain helps us to solve decentralization, or you could say, in some sense, security. But it's still lagging behind in the areas of speed and scalability that we've had in Web 2. So we're still trying to catch up on that. That's why you're having different chains, different protocols, having to the promising number of transactions per second, number of blocks that could be added to the chain, and all that. But I believe that the future is so I've been able to say one aspect, right? The blockchain is disadvantaged largely for now in the areas of speed and scalability. Scalability in the sense that how much data can you get on the blockchain as fast as possible. Now, my personal belief or opinion is that the future is actually a decentralized world where everything is connected, data is transparent, decentralized. I think that's the future. I think also that metaverse is also the future, which is why um, everyone is investing a lot into it. We see Facebook changing their name to Meta. We see Microsoft acquiring Activision, the one of the biggest, if not the biggest, gaming company, as their strategy to um, kind of begin to go into the metaverse space. So I think that's the future. Interactions between humans, life lived in an immersive digital world, building a new civilization of infinite resources, as I've forgotten his name, the the CEO of ChainIDE always says, upon natural finite resources. So if that future is going to be successful, then it has to be decentralized, and that's why having um as you said, Ali, and as the previous speakers have said, a centralized system will not be able to meet the real world needs, because things should become more decentralized for better trust amongst us, and for a better system. But again, as wrap up, the blockchain is still currently disadvantaged in the areas of speed and scalability. But when it comes to security and trust, decentralization, then I think that's a very strong point that the blockchain has come to offer. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, these were all the questions we have from the guest. Now it's time for our participants to ask any question they have. Yeah, please feel free to ask questions from any of the guests. And thank you for being with us. We are very glad to have all of you. And I will be posting the link for the POAP in the text channel of this community AMA. You can fill in the information and can claim the POAP. And this POAP will calculate your contribution for the chain IDE, and you will be rewarded against your collaboration, your contribution. Sorry. Yeah, please ask any question you have.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask a question personally. I wanted to ask ChainIDE. So do ChainIDE
Yes,
in at any time
sure.
once have you any plan of doing physical meetings or conferences? For example, I think I've seen Harmony Network in Ghana already. They have been here. So for
Sorry,
example,
I
one of the
couldn't hear you.
can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly? Hello,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
yes.
Yes, I said, is ChainIDE having any plans of doing any physical conferences or blockchain conferences in any of the countries, especially in Africa, especially in Nigeria? Yeah, but Nigeria is actually the largest contributors of the African community, the Web2 community. Do they have, by any chance, have any plan like that in the future, like something like that?
Yes, recently, like we had COVID-19, and we will be having some physical conferences or boot camps, or yeah, in the future we plan to do that
Hello,
in Africa
sorry.
and in,
Hello, that question. You said you have a conference. That would be really nice because I know that all blockchain enthusiasts and all those things. So if we could go a long way, if ChainID could be the first to bring conference to Africa, make preparations, invite all persons all over Africa, and then probably host the conference here in Nigeria. It will go a long way to also boost the presence of ChainID in Africa, and it will also go a long way to boost the users of ChainID.
Actually,
yes,
I've
we are.
seen. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we are in contact with African developers, African influencers, including Mr. Chuta and many other developers, and yeah, we plan to do that.
Okay, okay, that is beautiful.
Actually, I've seen Harmony Network as they have come to this Ghana before. I've seen them in Ghana before. They were in this country before. So I wish Canada comes around very soon.
Okay, okay, thank you. So I have posted the link in the text channel of this community AMA. Please go to this link and paste, fill in the required information. Thank you for being with us, and especially thank to all the hosts and for your suggestions to the developers and for answering all the questions. It was very good to have all of you with us, and hope we will arrange a more community AM in future and frequently, and some conferences, hackathons also. So in the end, I would like to introduce uh, to those who don't know Chain IDE and their plans. ChainIDE is a cloud-based IDE which supports multiple blockchains using Ethereum, BNB, Smart Chain, Conflux, Polygon, and Flow blockchain, Definity, and many other blockchains except that. And in future, it plans to integrate with other left blockchains also. And we hold hackathons, seminars, webinars, and we post information in our social media channels or on Twitter. If you haven't followed the Chain ID on Twitter, you may follow the Chain ID on Twitter and stay updated with upcoming hackathons, webinars, seminars, and like one of the guests said, you may start developing and participating in hackathons. You may make money and learn at the same time. So thank you all of you for being with us. It was very nice to have all of you. So we will end this community AMA now.